Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Heart of Christ Ministry 2021 spot duty we've been doing for Heart of Christ this year. But you know what? We're making it count each and every time we get on here. And I'm excited about today's show because this is something that I have dealt with, struggled with, triumphed, struggled again, and just reached the highest mountains and the lowest valleys. And I'm talking about mental health awareness. And I'm so excited to talk about this today. This was an impromptu message, but I've been feeling such a passion towards this and just wanting to cultivate any awareness that I can to help those in need. Okay. And so that is what it comes down to. So my light is fading. I'm trying to beat the twilight because it's getting ready to get dark here on the East Coast. But I think we're going to get it in before I disappear. And even if I disappear, you can still hear my voice, right? All right. So with that being said, before we get rolling, let's get to a bit of business here. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to write to us, seanG04@gmail.com. We'll get to it as soon as we can. And yes, we'll make sure that we can offer some type of wisdom or valuable information that you might need in the process. Also, if you feel like Heart of Christ Ministry has benefited you today or in the past, feel free to sow a seed today, donate. No pressure here. Make sure if you do give, it's from the heart because that's the only type of giving that matters. VENMO, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. And then from there, one more thing here. If you decide to give a gift of any value, of any amount, not value, it's all valuable, any amount, I will gift you the Endless Prosperity Pack, which is, there's a paragraph in the description, but basically it just helps you to prosper from where you are. I call it Zero to Financial Freedom, and it's really helping you to get a deeper understanding of your finances. And it's a really, really good, amazing thing. I watched all these videos like 30 times or so, maybe not that much, but a lot. Anyway, it's helpful. Once you give, you will receive that. And with that being said, let's get into today's message. Cultivating a strong mental health awareness. Okay. Now, before I get into these bullet points, I'm going to try to keep this as succinct as possible, but also give you enough information to help you or to help anybody that may see it in the near future, or even the not so near future. Cultivating a strong mental health awareness. And so this sort of became something that came into the scope of my atmosphere, you would say, during the birth of COVID-19, when lockdowns were happening. And it was a struggle because the world was turned upside down in a sense of we weren't able to really do the things that we could normally do, right? So when your world is all of a sudden flipped, shifted, or transformed, what can happen is that mentally it can throw you off key. And I think that did for the majority of the people, right? It just took them and threw them off course. And then you got anxiety, you've got worry, you've got concern about stuff, concern about things that you don't really, that there's such a high level of uncertainty with that it becomes a difficult situation to be in. And the issue, I feel, with mental health has always been the lack of resources. Okay. There's a lack of resources, and people may disagree with me. And you know what? Feel free to disagree with me. But the reason I am doing what I'm doing now and what I plan to do as a passion is because I want to be a resource that people come to be inspired, to be able to cultivate that self-love and that strength of mind and that strength of heart, and to feel like they're in alignment and in harmony with the divine, or just with themselves, if you're not religious, at all times, no matter what's going on the outside. See, I made a point to cultivate a mental health, a strong mental health awareness for myself and for others. I made it a point, a commitment, and you'll see that later on. We'll talk about that. I made a commitment to do that for myself, right? And in doing that for myself, it's helped me continuously to really be able to see the good in life that's always present, right? Now, if you're struggling here, it may be hard to take what I'm saying is true, but I promise you it is. It's all about what we do with our minds and where we place our focus on, right? Because here's the thing. Here's the truth of the matter. Your mind will take whatever you give it from thoughts and feelings and actions in the past. It will take whatever you give it and it will give you more of that. It will amplify it. That's the power of the mind. It's been said that we live in a mental universe because the universe is controlled by the deepest thoughts and feelings we have within ourselves. I believe that to be true, right? But I also feel like whether you don't believe that, you got to have control, because ultimately all we really want is to feel happy, is to feel peaceful, is to feel rooted and strong in our lives right now, regardless of anything else. And today we're going to show you what that's all about. Number one, boom. So cultivating a strong mental health awareness, the number one thing you have to do is you got to be honest with yourself with what is going on within. Okay. And here's the deal with that. You know, for the longest time, and I say men because I'm a man, men had to be physically macho, strong, and not show any type of vulnerability, you know, but what happens there is all your insides basically crumple and fall apart, and you die of heart failure, you die of kidney failure, you know, you die of cancer because you're holding in too much, right? Now, I say that as an example because I am a man, right? But this goes for women as well. How honest are we being with ourselves when we feel a certain way? Okay. How honest are we being with ourselves? I can remember I was really struggling with my mental health one time. And this is a good example because it shows you how just interesting and different we all can be. We had just sold our house and everything closed in escrow. And I can remember it was probably the largest amount of money that I'd ever seen up to that point in my life in our account. And I was sad. I was depressed. I was feeling like I don't know what I want to do in my life, right? And you know why that was? Because I wasn't honest about what was going on in my life. I wasn't honest with the fact that I was living so much in the future, being so filled with anxiety and being afraid that I couldn't be happy in the present, right? That's the thing. We're killing ourselves when we constantly look into the future about what's to happen when all the beauty, all that heavenly glory, as Bruce Lee says, is right here, right now, in this moment, right? There is no need to look ahead. Here's the thing. You know, Jesus said it best, you know, tomorrow will take care of itself, right? But all we have is right now, you know, and that's the most important thing. Okay, if I know that I have right now, what's going on? And then I can be honest with my feelings. Right? I can say, you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel like you're not where you want to be at. Because guess what? We all feel that from time to time. But when we take that moment to reposition ourselves and center ourselves within, right? We discover that peace. We discover that endless flow of joy that helps us to sort of power up like Mario Brothers and get into a better state of being. See, mental illness, a lot of times, I won't say illness, but when your mental health is failing you, let's put it that way, a lot of times is because you've just allowed yourself to get into a lower and lower state of mind, right? And the universe works in vibrations. So the higher your state of mind is, the higher you're going to vibe, right? The lower your state of mind is, the lower you're going to vibe there. So it's important for us to understand we got to check in all the time, right? I do what we call like a mystic minute. And I'll just be, whether I'm at a stoplight, traffic light, or, you know, I'm walking or I'm in the kitchen. How am I feeling, right? What is going on within myself? And sometimes it'd be like peace, right? Be simple as that. Sometimes it'd be like you're concerned about something you don't need to be concerned about, right? And I say, okay. But having that dialogue, that conversation to talk to yourself within, and understanding that your mind can be your biggest ally or your worst enemy. I had to curse It can be your biggest ally, your best friend, or your worst enemy, but you choose, and you choose by what you feed it, right? So whenever I wake up, the first thing I do is read, look at stuff that fills my mind with material that helps me to reach the highest vibration I possibly can. After that, I go and work out. I stretch. I do energy cultivation work. I do, work on my meridian lines and stuff like that. By the time I'm ready to go and work, I am absolutely buzzing with energy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? And then that carries over to the other areas as far as my relationships and my finances go, right? But it's all making sure you got to check in with yourself first, okay? And when you check in with yourself, you be honest with yourself, you're instantly going to improve your mental health awareness, okay? Number 2, I'm sweating. I'm into it. Consult loved one. Consult a loved one or anyone who won't judge you whatsoever. Okay. And here's why this is so important. We're all just little children on the inside, right? We're all just little children on the inside. And you know why? Because all we want is to be loved, to be accepted, and to be appreciated. Now, I encourage you, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a friend, whoever, a stranger, because sometimes strangers can be this for you. Consult those people that you know are going to love you right where you are. When I say love you right where you are, here's the truth of the matter. Even if you're not religious, know that you are loved by God or by life so much, right? So much that you don't have to do a damn thing except just choose to live, and you will continue to receive that love. Now, there are a few people that understand that way of loving, but on the backside of it, there are people that understand people are doing the best that they can with what they have right here, right now, right? And once again, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling down, if COVID has got you in a tizzy, if you lost your job and you're fearful of what comes next, consult a loved one or someone who won't judge you, where you can express yourself. Because the most dangerous thing to our mental health is when our emotions get trapped within ourselves. Because here's the thing, your emotions within yourself are the things that are creating the thoughts. They create the thoughts that you think. So if you're feeling bliss, peace, happiness, right, harmony, that's what you're going to be thinking. But if you're feeling depression, anxiety, fear, worry, upset, concern, that's the type of thoughts you're going to be thinking, right? How do we get rid of those types of emotions? We express them. We consult a loved one or someone who won't judge us, which is closer than you think. Sometimes it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time and getting out there and allowing yourself to share what's on your heart. Okay. This is something that does not need to be overlooked. And I guarantee you, if you look close enough, you have one person at least, or maybe even multiple people that you can do this with. Okay. So integral to a strong mental health awareness. All right. Number 3. And this will kind of wrap it up a bit. Make a commitment. Make a commitment to be mentally strong as much as you would be physically strong, right? Or make a commitment to be mentally strong as much as you would be financially strong or emotionally strong, right? And why is that? Mental universe. We live in a universe that is governed by a universal mind, which says what? Our minds are creating our reality, but they're creating our reality in our thoughts first, right? I swear I've said this quote probably like 900 times on every Heart of Christ broadcast that I've had, and I think I'm pushing 70 right now. It's an African proverb, and it says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. And I heard it from Les Brown first, but the reason I love it so much, it means if I take care of my own house, if I take care of what's inside of me, everything outside will take care of itself. And guess what? It works. It works, right? And you got to commit to it, just like you commit to cleaning your house, just like you commit to keeping your car clean, or you commit to showing up to work. You got to commit to your mental health, right? And you know what that means? Sometimes that means stepping away from the stuff that is taxing your mental capacity as well as your emotional capacity, right? Sometimes that means, okay, I spent this entire year working, being ambitious and everything else. But guess what? I'm on the verge of burnout. I'm on the verge of losing myself and fall into a depression. So what do I need to do? I need to take a step back and then go find something that gives me therapy, right? Now, I'd like to go sit or walk into the woods or go at the beach or, go to the lake out back. Some people, it's like playing a pickup game of basketball. Some people, it's like, spending time with their family. But something that stops you from getting to this place where you are uncommitted to your mental health. And that is such a powerful thing for all of us. Why? Because it creates balance. You see, contrary to what popular demand or popular belief would have you under the impression, life ain't about work. Sounds like that Rihanna song. It's not about work. No, like when you work, you got to take equal time to rest. You got to take equal time to be creative and fill yourself up. You got to take equal time to have fun. Life at its greatest is balance. Wrote in our book, The Universe Loves You, the universe is always moving you towards balance. So guess what? When it sees you're on the verge of burnout, it's trying to get you back to where you can be centered and at peace. And that's really all what mental health is about. You're balanced. Everything is in harmony. So energy is dispersed equally through every outlet of your life. And you're not in a place where you need to feel lopsided, because sometimes that can happen. Because once again, we live in a society, especially in the Western world, right? Work. And then you know what happens? You make all this money, you get all these accolades, and then you die at like 56, right? Because you never took the time to focus on your health. You never took the time to have fun, right? Now, sadly, somebody else is using your money because you died too early, right? And I know that's extreme, but at the same time, it's important for us to look at it like that, because our first priority has to be ourselves. And when we make ourselves a priority, guess what? We get to be our very best for everybody else. So it took me a while to learn how to do that. But once I learned how to do that, that changed my life, and it changed the lives of every single person that I meet. And here's why. Because if I make myself the highest priority, I am a beacon of light. I am a beacon of joy. I am always moving in harmony. My energy affects everybody I come into contact with because I made myself a priority, because I committed to my mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, right? And in doing so, when the tough times come, right? Or the seeming tough times, because it's not tough until you judge it. But when they come and they get difficult, guess what? You're mentally able to sustain in a place of peace, in a place of power. And this is what it comes down to. But you know what? It doesn't start until you commit. And sometimes it'll be difficult, right? That's for everybody. It's part of being human. That's how we learn. But when you outlast the difficulties, you realize that you triumph more and more and more. And then it's you that's sharing the light with other people and helping other people to become greater and building a stronger sense of mental health awareness. Okay, so this is one of my quicker videos, but I think this was a really good one. I'm always excited to look back on them and watch them once I'm done. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And before we head out, real quick, gang, if you have any questions about mental health, any questions about anything, whatever, shoot me an email and I will get back to it as soon as I can. Even if I have to be that person that you talk to, I promise I will not judge you no matter what it is. Feel free to shoot me an email at that address, seanG04@gmail.com. And also, if you found this message to be beneficial to you, or you find any message in the past, it's Giving Tuesday. How you love that? Anyway, once again, like we said before, if it's only from the heart, If you feel the need to give from the heart, feel free to do so at Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. With that being said, thank you in advance for that. Like I said, make sure it's from the heart. That's what counts. That's what brings back a return for you as well for giving to this ministry. And when you do give, like I said before, whatever amount it is, you will get your endless prosperity pack from zero to financial freedom, showing you different types of concepts, unconventional, of how to be financially free within yourself first, and then on the outside. All right. So with that being said, that about wraps up our message today. Take care of your mental health. Help other people take care of their mental health, because here's the thing. We're all better for it. And when you do, you're raising the vibration of the universe. I'm losing my light. Good thing I'm getting ready to head out right now. With that being said, guys, take care. It's been a blast. We'll see you soon.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams come true.